Hello guys, this is Surajit Basak and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is our 5th chapter of PHP REST API with React. In our previous chapter, we have created our route in our index page. In this tutorial, we will work with our post route. So before working with this tutorial, I need to fix our database column. We need to make our updated at column null by default. So to do that, head over to the phpMyAdmin, go to the PHP API database, then go to posts table and then go to the structure. Now change the updated at column and select default to null. So we have fixed that. Now inside our index.php file, we are going to use require underscore once function to include our post.php file inside our API directory. Now if I go ahead to the posts file and echo out, this is a posts route. So now if I go to postman, send the previous request again, we are getting that table does not exist. And if I write posts and send the request again, it shows us this message. This is a post route. This means that file has been included successfully in our index.php file. So now let's go and create some logics over here. Now we also want to include our database which we have already created in our classes directory. So to do that, I can simply write require underscore once classes and the file name. Also want to include our database which we have already created in our classes directory. So to do that, I can simply write require underscore once classes and the file name is database.php, and if everything goes well, we should not get any sort of error. And if everything goes well, we should not get any sort of error in here. So it's always a good idea to check your own routes on each and every action. So at first I want to go for the method if method equals to get type, because with the get type methods I just want to give particular post from the database which will be having some ID at the route, and if it is not, so we are going to check that thing out over here. So going to check if ID is there, then we want to grab the data from the database associated with that ID. So for that I can simply write $data equal to db double colon query function, select all from, and here we already have the table name variable in our index.php file. So I can simply write, and as I am using double quotation over here, so I can simply reference the table name variable in here and then check where id equal to $id, and I am going to pass the parameter array in which I am going to give this key of id which will be referenced over here. This will fetch the particular post from the database. So at first we need to check if data is empty or not. So if not empty $data, then I'm going to simply give that data back. So echo JSON underscore encode $data as a 0 index, JSON underscore encode $data as a 0 index. This is a method to give the JSON response from the data in PHP, and if it is empty, then we are going to simply write the message will be currently there are no posts in the database. As we don't have any posts in the database, so if I go to the postman and change the request, so there is an error, uncode error class db not found in line number 5. So let's check line number 5, that is db and if I go to the index file, and as you can see that we need to initiate the database class first, because the post file is here and we're not getting this db class because the db class is after this post file. So we just need to fix this and save this file, go to the postman, send the request again. Off, we have got another error, that is explode expects parameter to be string array given inside our 16 line of database.php. So let's see in our database class, that is 16 explode params. Oh yeah, this thing is an array, so we just need to pass this query. So we need to pass this query string here, and it will fix this problem, I think. So send this. So message is currently there are no posts in that database. So now let's go and handle other routes. So in else block, where we are checking if id exists, here we need to get all posts from our posts table. So for that we can simply write $data equal to db :query, and we will simply write select all from $table name here. Then we can simply echo out the data, so JSON encode, and we will pass the data back. So if I save this file and go to the postman and get rid of this id here and send the request, we are getting an empty array because currently we don't have any post in our database. So this was the thing to handle our get requests. So now if we go to the else if block, and if $method equal to post request, that means we have to add some data to the database. So for that I will simply write if $_post not equal to null, as well as our id is empty, then we are going to add the data to the database. So now we have to just extract those variables from $post super global variable. So to get those things, we can simply write this extract function, and this accepts the argument in which will be the post variable. Now if I go ahead and simply going to print that thing using printer function, it is helpful in debugging with printer function. So let's say I have title variable. Now if I save the file and go to the postman and make a post request from here to this post table, and that will be like some key to that thing, I am going to go to body section over here and check this x_w from URL encoded. We can simply write title in key part and test title in value part. Now send this request, we are getting that thing over here. So this means whatever the parameters which we will be passing, we have a direct access to them using this extract function, and currently our post array is containing a key with title in there. So this is quite helpful, and instead of having all the posts, so we have access to those form inputs now. Then we can also check if title, body and author field is not empty using empty function. This way we can check for undefined variable as well as empty value. So for that we need to check if not empty $title $&, then not empty $body and $& not empty $author variable. Now in if block, to add our post data into our database, simply write db : query, and here I will write query, insert into $table name, values, and since first one with the id field, which is auto increment, so we wouldn't pass, and then I'm going to pass colon title as well as colon body, then colon author. And since we have two more fields, that is created at and updated at field, and created at field is a timestamp, and by default it will give us the current timestamp, so we don't need to pass anything. Now we have to pass that array on the variables, so I'm going to pass that array in which first parameter will be colon title as a key, and we are accessing $title. Second one will be the $body. We have colon author field refers to the $author variable. So in this way we are able to insert a row to the post table, and now we also be sending all the data back to the user after posting it. So for that I can simply write $data equal to dv query select all from $table name, order by id desc, limit 1. This will be the query which will give us the latest post from the database, because we are just getting the most data filled in, and I want to get back, and so simply send that response back. We can simply write JSON encode message post added to the database successfully, and the success response will be true, and I want to return that post back. So for that I will post back post with $data as a 0 index. So this will be our query, and if we don't have these post fields or empty, then inside our else block we can simply write saying please fill in all the credentials, and success will be in this case false. And we don't have any post because we didn't add any post. So now let's go to the postman and change the value of title as PHP. Add body key with the value of, this is a simple tutorial for PHP REST API. And we have author, so author will be Surjit Basak. And now if I make this request, we are getting our JSON data. Now if I go to my database and reload this page, we have our post over here, which we have successfully made that thing. Now going back to postman and send this request with get request. So I'm going to quickly open a new tab and just copy this URL, make this get request. So in this case we will be getting our post back in an array. So let's go and make one more post with title as post 2, body as this is the body for the post 2, and send the request. We are getting the data back from here. And if I go to my get request, we are getting 2 posts over here as a JSON response. So we are successfully able to add the post to the database as well as get all the posts also, but we have not checked for a single post. So for that, to get a single post, I am just going to grab their ID from the first, which has the ID, and if I send this request, we are getting this ID over here. So currently it is returning the array in which. So next thing is like to handle the put and delete requests. So to do that, I want to go and add one more condition. Else, so if there is an ID, then only we want to execute this function, otherwise we don't. Before performing delete operations as well as update operation, I want to check whether that post is there or not. So simply for that I will write $post equal to dv query, and in which we will be passing ID. So select all from $table name with where clause id equal to bind it with colon id. After this I will pass an array in which we will simply pass the key as colon id with $id. So now if the post object is not null, that means that post is exist in the database, so we can simply check that out. So if not empty $post, then we will do this, else simply send back a message to the user that the post does not exist. I can simply copy this line of code over here, message will be post not found. Now if method double equal to put and else if method double equal to delete, so if I save this file and go to Postman, change the request type to put, then send this request. Currently this post is exist as we are not getting any response here. If I write something like post 5, the message will be post not found and success is false. Going back to VS Code, so if that method is put, then we want to update that data. Now here I am going to make a custom variable that is a $_put equal to file underscore get underscore contents, and in which I will pass php colon / input. If I go ahead and simply for debugging, I can use print underscore r function, and inside here I can pass $_put. And if I save this thing, so now let's switch back Postman. To make a push request, we have to go to body, then select raw option here, and this text will be JSON. So first is title hello world, and then we have a body. Since it is a JSON request, we have to wrap it in our double quote. So this is the body for something, and author is Surajit Put, and add a valid ID, let's say 2, and send this request. We are getting this response as a JSON format. So going back to VS Code and wrap the whole file get content function in a JSON underscore decode function, and this accepts second parameter as true or false to decode it in associative array or not. So I am going to use true. Now if I save and go to the Postman, then send the request again, we are getting title key with a hello world value and body with this value. We are successfully able to handle our put request, but now I just want to wrap this code with extract method so that we can access each key as a separate variable in the code. So now if I just put printer function and inside that function put a $title variable and go back to Postman, send this request, we are getting the hello world back, and the same way we can simply use it for the body, as basically this is called object destructuring. So now we have access to those variables as a separate variables. Now we have to update them to the database. So before updating the query, we need to use date function to update our updated at field. So to do that, we can simply write $current date equal to a date function. Then inside the date function, we can write capital Y dash small m dash small d and a space, then capital H colon small I, then small s. It will convert current time as MySQL date format. Now we can simply write db double colon query, then update $table name, title equal to title parameter, comma body equal to body parameter, author equal to author parameter, and updated at equal to updated at parameter, where id is equal to id parameter. This will be the query end, and we'll pass this array over here. So title will have $title, body $body, and then we have author $author, updated at updated at $current time, and id $id. Now I want to send back the updated post which we have just updated, so to get that we have to write another way to get that post from here. So we can simply write $data equal to db query in which we will pass select all from $table name, where id equal to id, and we will pass the array in which we find that id to this id parameter $id. So in this way we will get that data back, and now we just want to send that data back. Echo JSON encode and post to $data, that is 0 index, then message to post updated successfully, and success status will be true. So this is the query to handle the update request. Now if I just go to the postman, send this thing, we are getting that post with message post updated successfully. And if I read out that post over here, so we are having the same data, we are getting it in our postman. If I make a get request to get all the posts from the database, we can simply write this part and send us back those data. Now if quickly add one more post, that we have to go to the body part. So we will try to post title as post test, body as this is body for test post, author is Sujit Basak, and if I make this request, we are getting post added to the database. Now if I want to get all posts, we are getting 3 posts. Now in order to update that post, we are getting the id of that post, that is 3. Go to put request and this updated title post test. If I send back, we are getting this post back with the database, and now if I go, we are getting that post has been updated. So now let's go and quickly handle the delete request. So in order to handle delete request, it's very simple. We have to simply perform this query, db query, and inside the double quotation mark we can simply write delete from $table name, where id is equal to $id, and we can also use limit 1 with the id, and I need to pass an array with id parameter. Then I want to just give our response back, so just going to copy this code and paste it right here. Then the message will be post deleted successfully. Now get rid of this post $data. So now quickly let's go and delete any post over here. So currently we have 3 posts in the database. Let's go to the PHP MyAdmin and check them all. Yeah, we have this. So I want to get rid of the first post. I can simply go and create new tab and go quickly copy this URI and paste it over here and make the ID as 1. Now if I send the request, we can see that the post has been deleted successfully and success response is true. So if I check in the database, we have currently 2 posts in the database. So this tutorial is about how you can create a REST API in your PHP script. In our next tutorial, we will dive into our front-end part with React.js. If you like this video, you can subscribe and share this video. So just hit the subscribe button and stay updated with my latest post. Thank you and take care.